So I was just talking about the story and how it's the story, this famous story, that gives this appearance its realness, its verisimilitude, as it were. It makes it appear real, makes it seem like a reality. It's just an appearance. But with that story going, that's all it needs to appear real. Sort of like a dream at night. You know, a dream at night, well, it's really just kind of random images, you know. It's really, it could be, you know, often it is. But it's not quite random, you know. It's not just flashing, you know, images. There's a sense of it all making, you know, going together in a story. A sense of a story to it that makes it seem real as a dream, even though it may be very, you know, incoherent or, you know, maybe things coming together in very odd and random ways. There's a sense that there's a reality, you know, at least while you're dreaming, while the dream is going on, there's a sense that it's a reality. And it's because of this quality of a story. There seems to be a story to it. There's things seem to connect in a narrative way, in a way where there's a story of how the elements relate to each other, and how they relate to me as the viewer of the dream. In other words, the story is like, you know, the glue that keeps all these images together to make them look real. The context, the you know, the whole arrangement of all the elements into a coherent, well, story. So again, if it was just flashing images, not connected, not related to one another, it wouldn't be a sense of a reality being built, a world, a dream world. So the dream world seems real because of the story, you know, and we can wake up and we can talk about what happened in the dream, in this world that was created. We can tell the story. Well, that's what happens all the time. That's what this reality is. It's not any more real than any dream. It's just appearance. Could say random appearance in the sense that there isn't any story to the appearance. There isn't any connection to this appearance. This appearance is not connected. That's the point. There's no context to this. There's no continuity. A dream makes sense because when we see the dream, we have a sense that we fill in everything, you know, that's not explicitly in showing up on the screen. We know a lot of things that provide the story to give it context, so it makes sense. And so, I mean, so the point is, context is what makes a story. Context is what makes this, simply as it is, just images showing up, just appearance here, showing up brand new, without any precedent, without any history, without any continuity, nothing established here, just now. This doesn't have a history, doesn't have a track record. That's the whole point. It's new. Jesus said, I make all things new. Well, maybe Jesus said, I wake you up so you see how things are. All things are new. I mean, this is new, right? There isn't anything old here in this. Nothing has ever shown up before. whatever's showing up just now doesn't have a history, it doesn't have a continuity, it doesn't have a context, doesn't have a story. It doesn't have a location, right? It doesn't have a setting within which, the story has a setting, so we can start to understand what the action in the story. It has characters, it has, this may have all those things, it may have the appearance of that, but it doesn't have any real precedent, doesn't have any real established anything that we could build a story out of. It doesn't have anything that can locate a story. Story is just a story. It makes up its own reality and its own setting, its own characters, its own history, sense of continuity. We say once upon a time there was a prince and a princess. Okay, well, we already know that there's this thing called time that's going on, and then once in the middle of this time, once upon a time, on this stage called time, there appeared this prince and the princess. And we know what a prince is, we know what a princess is. All these things are necessary for the story. We have to know a lot. If we didn't know anything, it would be really impossible to tell me a story if I don't know anything. I couldn't build anything. I need to know something. But that's what's not here. There's nothing known here because this is new. This doesn't have a then that's part of this. There's just this. And it's not going anywhere. So we can't tell a story of what's going to happen. Can't tell a story of time. And stories are time, of course. So time is what we make stories out of. It's what we make reality out of in the dream reality. The apparent reality. But this is not reality, this is just this. You could call it reality, you could call it anything you want to, because there's no way to have a word for. Again, words need a context. Words need knowledge. Words need a setting, a table to put them on. And there's no table here. There's no floor. It's free fall. And that's what's here. That's what is. Yeah.